Good evening, everyone. I'm Ruchita, your host. Welcome to today's session of NutriLIV 360. Let's start the best of health and the best of fitness journey by understanding a few basics properly. What to eat, how to eat, and when to eat. And those of you thinking, हमें क्या इतना भी नहीं पता? Trust me, there are minor habits, minor lifestyle changes, and just basic understanding of these things which will help you transform your fitness journey and put you on the right path. To start the session, it is my honor and privilege to invite Farooq Tarab. He, ladies and gentlemen, is an Olympian, two-time world champion in sailing, and has had an active sporting career of 40 years. He's won innumerable awards, including the Chhatrapati Shivaji Award and the Arjuna Award. But most importantly, he's a flag bearer on this journey with the mission, Har Ghar Healthy, Har Ghar Medicine Free. Let's welcome him onto this virtual stage and listen to him very, very carefully. Over to you, Farooq.
Thank you, Ruchita, and good evening, everyone. I just hope that you had an early dinner, did some exercise, because, despite repeating this over and over and over again, I still find that people on the group sheepishly put down, oh, I didn't put it down today because I took it late, fir daat padegi. All right. And I wonder, that what is really going on in their minds. And I just thought of, that there needs to be, this particular concept needs to be explained a little bit more. And I was thinking that what can I say more, that would help people understand that they got to give this subject a priority, what we're going to be talking about today. All right. And I just thought about it, that according to you, who do you think is your life partner? Is it your spouse? Is it your parents? Is it your brother and sister? Is it your son or daughter? Actually, none of them. No one is your life partner. Your life partner is your own body. Once your body stops responding, no one is with you. Only your body stays with you from birth till death. What you do to your body is your responsibility. The more you take care of the body will take care of you. What you eat, when you eat, how you deal with stress, how much rest you are giving your body will decide how to respond to you then. Please understand that your body is your only permanent address that you live in. Your body is your asset. Your body is your liability, which no one can share. Your body is your own responsibility because you are the real life partner. Take care of yourself. Money comes, money goes, power comes, power goes. No one can help your body. You got to take care of it. I want to slightly twist this around and put it in from another angle. When people say that, oh, aaj kuch kaam tha, I understand that there are emergencies in life. But if every day is an emergency, then there's something wrong. You're not getting organized. What if I were to tell you that if you don't have your breakfast before 9 o'clock, if you don't have your lunch by, say, 1 to 1:30, and if you don't have your dinner by 6:30, tomorrow you will die. What do you think is going to happen? Right? Suddenly the priority will shift, because the way people looking after their own body is like, I feel that they are revolving this part, this, stuff around their lives and around their crisis. Don't you think it should be the other way around? That you revolve your crisis around your food priority and around your health priority. Because when you do that, when this mind, everything else can wait. Okay. Yes, I understand. On some days it cannot wait. But those should be exceptions and not the rule. If you are having crisis, 3 times a week, or rather some of you are having crisis every single day, then you need to change something. Something has to change or something else will give. Because if you will not make time for your health, you'll have to then finally make time for sickness. And that will be very, very painful. Okay. So I really encourage you, to take this thing seriously. Give this aspect of your life, sufficient priority. Because this is what you will live with, and this is how your body will respond. Listen to Deepika very carefully, because for her, eating and all was all fun. Okay, till she decided to make a change. And once she started coming on the community and decided to make a change, okay, she made an amazing transformation. So listen to her very carefully, because what she has to say will have a significant impact, not only on your health, but the health of your entire family and your friends around you. So let's work a little bit more on this concept. Give your health and food priority and work your life around it, not the other way around. Trust me, kuch nahi hoga. If you don't look at your WhatsApp for 5 minutes, nothing earth-shattering is going to happen. Okay. If a missile is coming, you're looking at the WhatsApp will not be able to stop the missile in any case, right? So you might as well remain in a fit condition. So without much delay, I want to hand over the stage to Deepika. I'm sure she'll do a great, job of this. And please, by the end of this program, I need you guys to turn around and say that, okay, I made a mindset change. Over to you, Deepika. Over to you, Deepika.
Thank you so much, Farooq. Thanks a lot, Ruchita. Good evening. Yeah, can you hear me, Farooq? Ruchita, can you hear me? Ruchita?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Just give me a minute, guys. I'll just move to the I think connection is giving a Okay. Can you hear me, Ruchita, now?
Perfect.
Perfect. Great. Good evening, everyone. Well, welcome to this session of health and wellness. Farooq said a lot many, his health nuggets are absolutely priceless. And I think the whole thing boils down to one and only one quote, which says, "Ke jaan hai to jahan hai." So, jaan hai to jahan hai, jaan hai to Instagram hai, jaan hai to naukri hai to paise hain to खाना है तो आप खाना खाएंगे तो आप सेहतमंद रहेंगे. So every single aspect of our life, it boils down to having a great health. You want to succeed in life, you want to lead a great life, you want to enjoy all the luxuries in life. But if you are doing that on a wheelchair, I'm sure the whole flavor will be reduced to probably less than 1/10 of it. So the most important asset that you can build for yourself is investing in your health, building a great health. Because aging is not really an option, like Farooq always says, but healthy aging definitely is. And on that note, let me just get started with today's session. Give me a second, please. Okay. All right. So like Ruchita said, we will be talking about how to eat, when to eat, what to eat. There is another quote that says that there is always, a right way to do the wrong thing and a wrong way to do the right thing. Now, why do I say so? Is because there is ample amount of information that's available, on the social media platform, you can do tons and tons of research and you will get a lot many conflicting views on what should you eat, what time should you eat, what you should avoid eating. Just make sure that the source from where you are gathering this piece of information is well researched, is well verified by the authorities, so that what you do to your health, what you do with your eating habits, what you do to your body is well protected in every respect. So yes, there is a right way to do the wrong thing and a wrong way to do the right thing, but when you do the right thing the right way, the results are amplified, they grow exponentially. Today we'll be just, I'll not say we'll be learning. What I would say is we will revisit, or we will revise the concepts that we have probably read, heard, and followed also in our life most of the times. But at times you just need a quick recap to, brush up your information. So yes, what, how, and when to eat. Very simple. Uh, what about your eating cycle? Why is it that we eat? क्यों खाना खाते हैं? कब खाना खाना चाहिए? कितना खाना खाना चाहिए? क्या खाना खाना चाहिए? कहाँ पे खाना खाना चाहिए? कैसे खाना खाना चाहिए? There is a science behind all of this. And yes, a lot of us, most of the time, we just eat our food, even if when we go to the restaurants, when we socialize, when we eat out, or when we eat at home, it has become such a mechanical process that, even while sitting at a restaurant, we are more focused on probably clicking pictures of those beautiful dishes that come on the table, or probably we are so much engaging in a conversation that we forget to actually relish and savor the flavors of the food, which is equally important for you in the whole, the science behind eating. So, why do we need to talk about or learn about what is a balanced diet, what are macronutrients, what are micronutrients, how can we fulfill their requirement in our daily life, how much is it that, given our age, given our weight, given our demographics, do we need to eat, and how much of it are we eating? Is there a gap between what we are supposed to eat and what we are eating? If there is a gap, are we fulfilling that gap in some way or the other? If we are not doing that, what impact can it have in my, on my body in the years to come, in the months to come? So yes, very simple differentiation between macro and micronutrients. The word in itself is self-explanatory. We have macronutrients, which are your proteins, your carbs, your fats, and they are required in larger quantities. And you have your micronutrients, which are required in microscopic quantities, maybe some milligrams, some micromilligrams, etc., which are basically your vitamins and minerals, and your phytochemicals and phytonutrients, which you usually get from a plant-based kind of a diet. Now, when I talk about carbohydrates, you also have simple carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates. A lot, many times, essentially in the last 3-4 years, people are getting very confused between, carbs are the enemy, carbs nahi khane hain. And I, for one, was definitely of the opinion that I just need to move away from any carb that I put in my body, because that's my biggest enemy. Carbs are never, never, never the enemy. In fact, they are the energy source that your body needs to run the daily operations, or, your day-to-day activities. What you perhaps need to focus is more on having complex carbs, which we will study in detail a bit later. You have fats, which are again your energy deposits. You have lipids or fats that you can say they regulate, they protect your body, they give it the cushioning from any kind of mishap or any kind of accident. They protect, they form a coating around your vital organs. You have protein. We can, people have done research papers on protein, from the first strand on your head to the last nail on your foot. Every single part of your body needs protein on a daily basis. Very, very, very essential. And what makes it all the more essential and critical is that, unlike carbohydrates and fats, protein does not get stored. Your body does not reserve or store protein for a use at a later date or for future. आप जो प्रोटीन आज खा रहे हो, whatever gets utilized, the remaining gets eliminated from your body the following day. So you need to make sure, like Farooq says, that is your protein tank full every single day? Very, very, very important. Vitamins, you have vitamin A, B, C, D. We've heard about those. You have minerals that support your bone structure, your cardiovascular structure, nervous system, etc. And then you have your phytochemicals. Now, how should my plate look like? Oftentimes a lot of you have started participating and you've started showing, sharing your meal plates. Excellent. I think each time you share your meal plate and Farooq and Anaita give their inputs on that, I also learn something new. Some of my concepts get, revised, and it's a wake up call for me that, sometimes In your daily life, you tend to forget certain basic things, and it's a good reminder. This is how your meal plate should look like. Major chunk of it needs to be your fiber and your protein. A limited amount has to be your carbs. So if I break it down further, about 13% of your plate should have fruits. Ruchita, could you mute? I think somebody's been unmuted.
None.
Thank you. Sorry, guys, 1 second. Okay. 13% has to be fruits in your plate. And when I say fruits, what I mean is that ideally have fruits first thing in the morning. आपकी जो भी daily fruit requirement है, have it, first thing in the morning. It will be best metabolized and used by your body. There should always be a gap between your fruits and your breakfast. An ideal gap would be about 30 minutes. 7% of your plate should be pulses, could be in the form of egg, fish, meat, or any of your sprouts and, your essential seeds. We have a lot many special seeds, superfoods like, muskmelon seeds, melon seeds, etc. 25% of your plate should be ideally milk and ideally curd and not milk. Curd is a good probiotic. Milk, please try and avoid. There are different views to that. 2% should be nuts and seeds. 2% should be fat and oil. Now, I remember very distinctly, most big chunk of my life, when I was cooking something, I would just pour, the it would be ghee or it would be olive oil or whatever, and you would just pour it straight from the bottle. Oftentimes, you would pour more than what is required. What we fail to realize is that every teaspoon of fat or oil is very, very, very high in calories, and one really needs to keep a check on that, because that can be unnecessary fats going in your body. 30% of your plate should be vegetable, which should be green leafy vegetables, and 20% of your plate should be cereal. So yes, it will be a great idea for you to click a picture of this, because those of you who've recently started sharing their meal plates, you can just have a look at it and compare it with your plate. It'll give you a better insight. Now, how do you design your meal? Like I just spoke, we have complex carbs. You have lot, in India, you have lot of millets variety available. You can add jawar, you can add bajra, you can have ragi, you can mix these as well. Whole wheat with the husk, basically, you can go in for brown rice. You can have, whole oats, quinoa, dalia. These are some options. Refrain from refined carbohydrates, could be your maida, could be your, uh, atta, which is without the actual husk, because that is devoid of all the essential fibers. In protein, you have lot many options. In fact, repeatedly, we've shared it on the group. We've shared some very, very healthy vegetarian as well as non-vegetarian breakfast recipes where you can cater to about 40 to 50% of your protein requirement in that. We can reshare it for those who have joined us recently. Protein options, you have sprouts. It could be moong, chana, could be rajma, any of the pulses which are high. Could be lobia. Lobia is very high in protein. You could have lentils, etc. You could have nuts like peanuts and almonds. But when I talk about peanuts and almonds and cashew nuts, trust me, barely a handful. Anything more than a handful will do more damage than good to you. Seeds like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, flax seeds, chia seeds, I think we all are aware of these. But again, moderation is the key. That is the thing that you need to really keep in mind. In vegetable and fruits, you can add all possible colors. You can have bhindi or okra. You can have cabbage, cauliflower, etc., etc. Salads, you can have cucumber, radish, beetroot. Good option. I personally recommend a lot of nice healthy green smoothies that you can make for yourself every single day. When I talk about carbs, we just spoke about refined carbs and, complex carbs and simple carbs. Again, in that also, you have refined carbs and you have saturated fats. You need to remove these two categories of macronutrients as much as possible. Like Farooq said, once in a while, emergency, we all understand. But if it becomes a daily habit, then there's something grossly wrong, which you need to probably check. Some good examples of refined carbs are, white bread. Now, bread is something which I think the first thing that we need to remove from our households is bread, because once you do that, within the first 30 days, you will see a significant improvement in your overall health and well-being. Because no matter how much, a lot many times, people have shared that they are having multi-grain bread, and that's how it is labeled, or brown bread, which is basically a whole wheat bread. Most often than not, it really does not have all that it is supposed to, and it has a lot many unwanted, I would say synthetic flavors and preservatives, etc., which are a complete no-no. So white way you need to avoid probably, which is sugar, which is rice, which is bread, white rice and white pasta again. So maida in any form, pastries, cakes, etc. Now, all of this that I'm sharing with you, I know you know. But do we really remember it when we are probably, at a gathering, when we are probably, out socializing, when we are probably in our, office canteen, sitting and having, a cup of tea with our colleagues, etc.? That is very important. You need to continue to remember it. In saturated fats, try and avoid fats like butter, margarine, coconut oil, unless and until it is cold pressed and you know the source from where it is coming. Whole milk, full fat dairy products like cheese, fried foods, we all know it's an absolute no no if you want to be on your journey to a great health. Processed and packaged foods, especially cookies. Now, uh, no matter where you go these days, you have these options of oatmeal cookies and almond cookies, and even if they are sugar-free cookies, they are rather worse. So cookies in any form is something that you need to try and avoid as much as possible. Baked goods, bakery items, etc. Just try and stay away. Those namkeens that we talk about, just try and stay away from them as much as possible. Very, very important. You need to replace calorie dense food with nutrient dense food. Certain foods that we, just go to, you're feeling hungry, you're feeling the urge to eat something, you want to put something in your mouth. Oftentimes hota hai kuch namkeen khana hai, kuch halka sa meetha khana hai. That time when we actually go and grab from our kitchen closet or, wherever, that stuff is very, very high in calories. What is the, high in calories and low in essential nutrients? It definitely provides quick energy, but it definitely lacks the essential nutrients as well. Very high in sugar, very high in fat, and definitely these things which are high sugar, high fat, high calorie, they will result in a weight gain. And anything which is resulting in a weight gain will lead to, inflammation in your body. That inflammation will lead to a lot other issues. And if I talk about nutrient dense foods, they are definitely low in calorie. They are more satiating. You will feel fuller for longer. You will not feel the need to go and binge eat because the nutrient requirement of your body has been taken care of. Oftentimes it happens that you may go to the, you may go out and eat a nice food, enjoy yourself, and by, once you've finished eating, you would feel like, I'm full right till up till here. But most often than not, within 2 hours, you will again go back to your kitchen trying to, grab something to eat. Why? Because even though that food was very high in calorie, the nutrient concentration of that food was very low. So your body did not get enough nutrients that it had to from that particular meal. Hence, it starts craving for more. So a nutrient dense food is usually whole. It is unprocessed. It does not come in a packet. It's usually cooked in your kitchen. It is good for your overall well-being and definitely includes whole grains, whole fruits, and vegetables. Now, one of my favorite pictures, good example. On one side, you have bread pakoda with a lot of, even I would say a dash of ketchup. On the other side, you have one bread pakoda on the right side, which has 300 calories. And on the left side, you have a cup of pineapple, 2 cups of pineapple, 1 cup of blueberry, still 300 calories. But it has a lot of fiber in it. It has a lot of micronutrients in it. It is great for your gut. It is great for your health. So these are certain, options that you need to consider next time you want to eat something. Can you go in for a more nutrient dense food? Can you go in for a food that will be less harmful for your body? Like Farooq always says that, we definitely don't endorse the idea of snacking. But if at all there comes a need that you need to snack, what is it that you're snacking on? Are you probably just grabbing hold of a plant-based protein powder which has zero carbs, which has zero sugar, and you're having it in a glass of water, thereby making sure that your protein tank is full, but not adding to the calories, not adding to any unnecessary items or things in your body. Now, certain don'ts. I'm sure that if I just, hide the screen and I ask you that what are the things that you need to avoid for a good health, great health in the years to come, you would say, stop eating out, stop smoking, stop drinking, avoid too much of spicy food, avoid junk food, too much of sugar and too much of tea and coffee is also bad. Now, I know somebody in my circle who used to think that green tea is very healthy. Yes, it is, but if it's taken in moderation. And black coffee, again, black coffee is definitely healthier than, a fully with whipped cream and a lot of milk and sugar coffee that's had usually with a muffin or a cookie on the side. It is definitely more healthier than that. But a black coffee, when you end up having 4 cups of black coffee and about 6 to 8 cups of green tea, trust me, your body is heading for a disaster. So we need to see in what reference to context are we talking when we say that, okay, green tea may be good, but maybe probably 1 cup of tea, 1 cup a day, and that too not definitely every day. So processed food you need to avoid, calorie dense food you need to avoid. Spending time on screen when you are eating is something that I personally detest completely, 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 because you always tend to overeat. You're not focusing on what you're eating. You're eating mechanically for the heck that okay, अब खाना अब dinner time हो गया है, खाना खाने बैठे हैं, खाना खा रहे हैं. You're not even focusing that how is your meal plate look like? Does it have all the essential macro and micronutrients? वो तो बहुत दूर की बात है. Oftentimes people will just because they're watching TV, they're eating and they'll not even realize that दाल में नमक कम था या सब्जी में मिर्ची ज्यादा थी. That is the level of engrossment, and you get engrossed and you actually lose out on what you're actually eating and enjoying what you're eating. Now again, what are the do's? Definitely eat preferably during daylight. Why? Because when we align our body clocks, we all have a body clock. We will just discuss that in the coming slide. Definitely when you respect the circadian rhythm, when you wake up and start your day when the sun rises and you finish your meal times by the time the sun sets, your body will reward you exponentially because you are in line with the circadian rhythm. Eat a diet which is rich in fruits and vegetables. Now I live in Bangalore, and each time I probably go to the shop, even the in the grocery stores, they I see a lot of cut fruits and vegetables are packaged and kept. Yes, it is tempting. Yes, when you are working probably 12 hours a day and probably 5 to 6 days a week, that's the convenient thing to do. But my dear friends, do you realize that a fruit or a vegetable, the moment it gets plucked from its source, every every day or every its nutrient uh, value goes down by half every few days. What will happen when you cut it and package it and keep it at the store counter for 3 to 4 days? What you're eating is just your guilt satisfying you that, okay, you're satisfying your guilt that I had to eat a pineapple today. So I've eaten a, pre-cut pineapple. Please spend some time once every week or once or twice in a week to plan your week, to plan your grocery list in such a way that you can eat fresh straight out of your own kitchen. Incorporate a lot of prebiotics. India really has rich options of prebiotics that you can have include in your daily diet. Stay hydrated by drinking enough water. Next time when you are hungry, great idea to sip a glass of water sip by sip, because most it's really likely that you were thirsty but not hungry. Chew your food thoroughly before swallowing. So because these two are there's one next to the other, we often say that eat your water and drink your food. So eat your water means sip it so slowly that you don't put unnecessary pressure on your internal organs to flush out toxins, etc. And when we say drink your meal, drink your food, is to say that chew it so much that your gut or your stomach has to do least amount of work to break it down and absorb the nutrients from it. Incorporate fiber rich diets in your food. Get enough sleep, a good 6 to 8 hours of sleep, where you have already stayed away from the blue light, from your gadgets at least an hour and a half before you go to sleep, is a fantastic idea to get a good night's sleep. Include one free fermented food every day. It could be anything. It could be some kind of a probiotic. Again, it could be some there is something called as a lot of sourdough kind of a thing for your chapatis also is a good idea. So consume nutrient dense food. Definitely, please opt for a plant-based food as much as possible, because if you do a little more research, you will realize that the kind of practices that are going in to cater to the ever-growing demand of poultry and non-vegetarian food, a lot of malpractices are happening over the counters to enhance the reproduction also, as well as making them look good. Give a gap of at least 2 hours between your dinner time and your bedtime, and definitely manage your stress through whatever relaxation method that your body responds to well. It could be listening to music for 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes a day. It could be reading a book. It could be meditation. It could be going out with friends for a walk. It could be working out in the gym. It could be going for swimming. It could be cycling. Anything. There are a lot many options. We can help you with many more creative ones. Just speak to your health buddy about it. Now, eating slowly. 32 times. Remember growing up, we studied, kept, 32 times chew every single morsel. Why do we say so? The more you chew, the more enhanced digestion of nutrients. The nutrients will be digested better. The nutrients will be absorbed better. Your body will spend lesser amount of calories to digest the food. Now, a lot of you will say, hello, ज़्यादा calories burn होनी चाहिए because that's how you will get into a calorie deficit. No, the more calories you burn, the faster you will feel the need to eat something, and you will binge eat, or you will snack, or you will eat more than what you're required to. So you need to conserve your calories as far as digestion process is concerned. When you eat slowly, there is increased water consumption, there is reduced risk of diabetes and metabolic diseases. And because you're eating properly, you're chewing it properly, the nutrients are getting absorbed. And you will not eat immediately after finishing your meal. There is less likelihood of you going on the other side of weighing scale. Certainly decrease snacking or binging later, because it will give you a satiety, feeling of satiety for a very, very long time. Now, above it says that slow eating involves chewing food very slowly, effective strategy for controlling your appetite. It also has effect of increasing postprandial energy expenditure, which is diet-induced thermogenesis, the calories that are burnt to break down your food and digest your food. So, good idea. Now, 4 ways how you can slow down your eating. First and foremost, please stop watching TV, being on your gadget, being on your mobile when you're eating, because you will tend to overeat. Don't stand and eat. Try not eating out of a box. Have a smaller plate which looks bigger when you pour food. So, you are also very conscious that you may not end up eating more. Eat foods that take longer to eat. I oftentimes, when you're having salads, a lot of raw salads, maybe a lot of sprouts, etc., you might get tired eating that small bowl itself. And in the time that you're finishing that small bowl of your salad, people actually finish up their entire meal and they walk away from the table. That is actually very good. You should try doing that. Do not eat while doing other things, and do not do other things while you are eating. Bad combination. Put your spoon down between bites. So, make a conscious effort that I have put a morsel in my mouth. I keep my spoon down, try and chew it for as long as you can. May not be 32 times, but if you can probably increase it from 5 times to 10 times, you've already doubled what you were doing. So that'll be a good idea. Small little steps that can really help you go a long way. Now, when to eat, kab khana hai, listen to your inner clock. Like I said, our bodies have an internal clock as well. I hope you have ever realized that. So, a regular body clock, when we talk about a 24-hour cycle, how does it work? If you look at it during the time from sunrise to sunset, that is the maximum time, maximum coordination time in your body. It can do a lot of activities. It's high on energy. It will have a higher metabolic rate. You will have a higher concentration. You will be more alert. Vis-a-vis during the sunset to the sunrise, which includes the midnight time, that's the time your body repairs, rebuilds, it heals. Certain hormones get secreted that take care of all the repair work. So it's very, very essential that you have a good night, 6 to 8 hours of sleep, and you also sleep on a lighter stomach, because the heavier the last meal is, the more time your body will actually spend in breaking down and digesting that food, and lesser time in actually releasing the hormones that will repair and rebuild your body for the day-to-day wear and tear that it goes through when in your daily life. Now, typical एक जो एक natural हमारी clock है, you wake up and you have your activities, morning routine to do, have your breakfast, go to office, come back, have your most of the time people have their evening cup of tea, watch some TV, do some office work, etc., etc. That is the external clock. What does your internal clock say? When it is light, eat your food, do your activities, but when it is dark outside, stop eating and stop doing those activities as well. So you need to understand what works, what timeline works best for you. If today you're sleeping at 11 o'clock and you're on the laptop till 10 o'clock and perhaps eating your meal by say about 9:30, last meal, try and just push it only by 10 minutes every single day or every single week also. Even if you can do it every single week, by the second or third month, you will be pushing it by more than about hour to 2 hours, etc. So good idea. 10 minutes should not be too much of a problem. Now, what are the factors that get regulated by our body clock? Your sleep quality. If you're not respecting your body clock, you're eating a late meal, you're eating a heavy meal, you will not be able to sleep on time. You will have a much later sleep in the night. You are a lot more, it'll affect your alertness in your mind, your focus. It will affect controlling the stress hormone. Your body will be constantly under a fight or a flight syndrome. Your balancing growth hormone might get affected, body temperature, your digestion, your nutrient absorption, heart rate, and hunger. Now, when I look at it from the fact that, from the point of view that I am not, respecting my body clock, all these things will go haywire. But the moment I start aligning my body clock along with the circadian rhythm, and I start, eating on time, sleeping on time, waking up on time, my sleep quality will improve, my focus will improve, my hormones will get released on time so that they are able to take care of their respective functions. My digestion will improve. Nutrient absorption from the food that I have eaten will go high. My heart rate will stabilize. My hunger will be taken care of. So this can work either which ways depending upon how much are you in line with your body clock. Now, as we've understood our body clock and its functioning, how can we use it to optimize our health by focusing on when to eat? Now, this again is just another pictorial representation of the circadian rhythm that our body is talking about. The one on the left hand side where you see the yellow phase, that's the daytime. That's, when the sun rises up till sunsets from 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening. And the other side is from 6 in the evening to 6 in the morning. Now, what happens when you wake up? That's the sharpest rise in your blood pressure. That's the time that the intestinal, activities begin, because the body is expecting that you will start eating something, you will give it food for energy for it to break down. That's the time that, blood coordination, that's the best time of coordination and reaction. So your mind is highly alert between 10 to 2. Between 4 to 6 is your best muscle force. Maybe a good idea to work out during that time period. From 4 to 6, again, your blood pressure is maximum. I have shared it earlier also. My mother is a heart patient, and probably a year after, she got through, after a year of her first episode, we started realizing that evening times her blood pressure rises, and we were very, very concerned. Now, at that point of time, nobody had trained me on this aspect for me to know that between 4 to 6, the blood pressure is maximum. And we were worried repeatedly, time and again. And we used to always mention it to our cardiologist. But not once did I actually, I mean, due respect, but probably he didn't feel the need to actually explain it to us that why is it higher in the evening, and he would just recommend, prescribe the medicines. But when you understand this is how your body works, it makes it more easier for you to understand these little blips and ups and downs for you when your body responds in a certain fashion, and you can tackle it properly. Between 6 to 8, your body temperature is maximum. Around 10 o'clock, the melatonin release starts for your body to tell you that, okay, stop eating now. You need to get into a slightly shutdown mode. From 10 to 2 is your deepest sleep. And I'm quite sure that most of us actually sleep after 12:30. That's been shared on the group also, so we know. So you've already eaten into one of the most dense and peaceful hours of your sleep. So try and avoid doing that. Try and get into bed by 9:30, 10 o'clock. From 2 to 4, again, body temperature is minimum. From 4 to 6, the cortisol release starts because it starts gearing up the body for the upcoming day. So this is how your body works. And now you know why a lot of things happen when they happen. Okay, two aspects of your food clock: the type of food and the time of food. Remember, I told you how, when, what, why, where. कि कुछ how, when, what, why, where, when hai, which will get answered in the most simplest manner for you to be able to correlate to a lot of things that happen in your day-to-day life. So fats, protein, carb, it should be had in the morning time. Your body needs protein the moment it starts its day's activity. It needs fats also, and it needs carbs because your body is getting into a work mode now. It is better broken down, better absorbed, better utilized by your body. And at night, if you are eating fats, protein, and carbs, it is putting unnecessary load on your body. Oftentimes, when you eat too late and a too heavy meal, most of it is not even digested at night, and it lays there in your stomach up until next day, and it kind of stinks and it goes stale. So you can imagine कि आपने खाना रख दिया है शेल्फ पे, उसका क्या हाल होगा. It will start stinking, it will cause bad odor, it will lose all its nutrient value. So you need to keep this in mind. Now, day versus night comparison, and why is morning nutrition critical? You need to kickstart your metabolism when you wake up in the morning, because your body's already gone through a lot of repairing and rehealing and rebuilding activity. So your protein tank is low. Your gut bacteria is right now not in motion. Your insulin is right now not active. Your metabolism needs to kickstart. When you eat a proper nutritious breakfast, definitely between the first 2 hours of waking up, probably starting with a fruit and half an hour later with your breakfast, you are ensuring that the metabolism kicks in, your gut bacteria is in motion, your protein tank is full, your insulin is in place, and your body is ready to literally rock and roll for the day ahead. Now, this again is just a correlation that what fuel is to car is food is for your body, which it gives the energy to carry on the day-to-day activity. Now, again, nighttime at a factory where there's less activity, things move at a much slower pace. But when it's daytime, which is your body, when you're moving at a higher pace, you need that amount of nutrition as well. रात के टाइम जैसे a lot of construction work happens at night. Similarly, a lot of rehealing, rebuilding, and repair works in our bodies happen at night time. So to ensure that there is smooth functioning of our body in the day, in the morning you need more raw material to get it kick started, and it's very, very crucial that that raw material has enough protein for your body to sail through. When there is sufficient release of insulin to break down your food into energy, everything is absolutely hunky dory, things are in place, everything is systematic. But when there is low release or no release of insulin in your body, it can create a literal havoc inside your body. So you need to make sure that these things happen. Again, हमारा gut, the place where the food gets digested, two types of microbiomes are types of gut microbiomes are there. You have bacteroidetes and you have firmicutes. Bacteroidetes, the good cop. Firmicutes, the bad guy. When you're born, when you come into this world, nature gives you enough amount of good bacteria, probably around about 75 to 80% are good bacteria, 15 to 20 to 25% are the bad bacteria. But depending upon the lifestyle that we follow, less exercise, more junk, more eating out, less sleep, more gadgets, more pollution, etc., etc., this ratio completely gets reversed within the first few years, and you have lesser bacteroidetes, more of firmicutes. When you come onto this program, or when you get onto any good health program, with the recent research, everybody will ask you to first do a gut reset. A gut reset is basically restoring your body to original factory settings. When I say factory settings, what I mean is the way you came into this world, we would like to restore it to the factory settings of having good 75 to 80% bacterial deaths and reducing the firmicutes by about 15 to 20%. How would we do that? There are certain basic do's and don'ts that you need to follow within the first 10 days. We've repeatedly shared those guidelines on the group, and when you intend starting it again, speak to your health buddy and they can share it to you one-on-one. And also, like Farooq says, that the gut reset is something that you can choose to do it probably twice in a year. You can choose to do it every 3 months, depending upon how your body is responding to it. How much do you feel that your body actually needs that? Okay, now gut physiology and body clock. So if there is a sleep fluctuation, if you're not sleeping well, you're in and out of sleep, and you're skipping your breakfast, that is the reason why a lot of bad bacteria will start breeding in your body. But if you sleep at the right time, you have your meals at the right time, you sleep on a lighter stomach, automatically your body will be in sync. It will be ready. It will kickstart on a good note. It will be everything inside the body will be in place, and your good bacteria will stay as it is and grow further, if not less, definitely not less. Okay, why morning nutrition? I, for one, have skipped my breakfast for a big chunk of my working life, thinking that, probably that will help me lose weight, and thinking that maybe, I don't have enough time. I need to rush to office. I need to beat the office traffic, etc., etc. but it's extremely crucial for you to make sure that your morning nutrition is well taken care, because your metabolic rate is already down. Your body's gone through a lot, like I just explained to you. Your insulin sensitivity and glucose tolerance is low. You have a negative protein balance in your body. There's already alteration in your gut bacteria. But when you start off with about 40 to 50, 40 to 45% of your daily protein requirement in your breakfast, along with the fats and complex carbs, all of these activities will be reversed. Your metabolic rate will go up, your protein balance will be taken care of, insulin sensitivity will be taken care of, your alteration in your gut bacteria will be restored for you to have a smoother sail throughout the day. Now, if you have regular breakfast, you will have a healthy state of body. Skipping breakfast, missing breakfast, eating a late breakfast, early breakfast, not sufficient breakfast will definitely lead to health issues in the coming times. And finally, we always finish with chime. We started well, so finishing it with this, start your day with a lot of gratitude and optimism. I personally am a big advocate of the word gratitude. I think we have um, countless number of things to be thankful for, especially people who are present with us on this platform tonight. Have your daily nutrition, have your nutrition for your physical health, have your nutrition for your mental health. Listen to some good podcasts that help you get started in the day, that give you the right direction in your life. Read some good books, talk to some people who will add a lot of value. These are all good for your mental nutrition. Intentions, visualize and set your clear intentions. There is a reason, my dear friends, that you are a part of this community. Something that provoked you that you should be a part of this community, you should be attending these sessions. Maybe it's a good idea to just write down that reason on a piece of paper, click a picture of it, make it your phone screen, so that next time you are tempted to eat that piece of pastry or that croissant, probably at a coffee with your friend, something will remind you to keep that in check. Learn something new every day. We are humans. That is the only way we've evolved and we've reached where we are today. And it will definitely help you go places if you learn something new every day. And yes, please exercise daily, whichever form floats your boat, whatever it is that you like. I, for one, was never a fan of running. I, for one, was never a fan of walking up and down the stairs. But the reason why we don't like doing something is perhaps because we are not able to do it. When your body is strong enough to do those things, that fun element automatically comes in. So swimming, cycling, boxing, dancing, gymming, whatever you enjoy, adopt yoga, floor exercises, adopt a form of exercise. It'll go a long way in your journey to great health. And finally, this was my transformation thanks to this program. It's been over a year and a half, and I've been able to definitely maintain. In fact, today morning I was listening to, something on the social media, of course, but it said a very valid point. It says 90 to 95% people who lose weight after a long time or drastically or whatever, they tend to gain all of that back in less than a year. So you look at Veda, look at me, look at Raj and Anu, you have testimonies right in front of you that thanks to Farooq and Anayata, thanks to this community, we have been able to keep that at bay. We might have, probably gone haywire once in a while with 4 to 5 kgs, but what keeps us in check is this community. What keeps us in check is Farooq and Anayata. What keeps us in check is all of this information that we repeatedly go learn and discuss and share and talk to you about, because that helps us more than it helps anybody else. So I hope tonight you have been able to get some insight into what, where, how, when, how much to eat, and it will help you in days to come with your diet. That's all from my side. Over to you, Ruchita.
Thank you so much, Deepika. Like always, it was amazing, well elaborated, and thank you for your testimony, like always. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to an end of this session. We're going to meet again and discuss a very important topic, which is the role of micronutrients and the connection of colors and how to connect our food plate with rainbow colors and the benefits of it. Till then, good night, stay safe. See you in the next session.